Hello, today is Monday, March 7th, 2011, and I'm going to take you around and show you my little seed starting area here in the basement. These are bell peppers. It's a pepper called Revolution. It's a nice big blocky green to red bell pepper. These are going to high tunnel, and I hope to plant these out about April 10th or so. That's why they're so big. Zone 5, you wouldn't have bell peppers this big this early. Normally you wouldn't plant them out much before the third week in May. But high tunnel, you can definitely get a big jump on that. As you can see, they're quite big. I should have transplanted them up a week ago, but I didn't order my pots in time, and I just got them tonight, so they'll be going up into a 4-inch pot tonight. These are the second of my bell peppers. I just planted them last night. These are going outside. About 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost is when you want to start peppers, and so that's May 15th here, and so that gives about 9 weeks or so. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a jump on that. But these are colored bell peppers, Sensation and Gourmet. It's a yellow and gold bell pepper. First year growing them, you can see I have a heating pad on them. Peppers definitely need heat. I got these growing right under a heat vent, and that's worked well. Peppers need a lot of heat. I had a kind of a miserable year last year growing them. It's just too cool in my basement. It's about 63 in here, 64 in here, and that's way too cool for a bell pepper. They want to grow around 70, 80 degrees at least. This is the growing rack that I built. Hopefully you can see it's not very well lit down here. But see, I just got 4-foot fluorescent shop lights with full spectrum daylight bulbs in it. Nothing real fancy. I got the lights way up so you can see the plants. Normally you just have them a couple inches away from the plants. You want the lights right on top of them. Otherwise your plants are going to get real leggy. They'll get real thin and droopy, and you don't want that because they'll grow to the light. So you want the light right on top of them. Also, in a cool basement, also gives off a little bit of heat, which they like. These are the same peppers that you saw over there. I just had some pots, and I potted them up last week, and they grown away real well. Growing on this heating pad here, that bottom heat and peppers, they just love it. These have grown in a week. They've really gone to town, and that's the trick to growing peppers, is keep them warm. These are jalapenos and pepperoncinis. Pepperoncinis are new this year. I've never grown them before, so that'll be interesting. My cherry tomatoes. The tomatoes were planted February 17th, and they've done well, and they're at a size now. They'll all be potted up hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But I'm growing Sweet Million, Sweet Baby Girl, and one called BHN 641. It's from Johnny's Selected Seeds, and it's a cross between a cherry and a grape tomato. And the seeds were kind of expensive on that. They're like 50 cents a piece, but they looked interesting. I figured I'd give them a whirl this year. Onions. I've never started onions from seed before, but they look like they've done all okay. All the seeds that I've started this year are on a grow mat, and that's definitely made a difference. A heating pad, and boy, things just jump out of the ground with that. So the onions are new. I've never grown them before. They look like they've done okay, and I guess you can just when they get long, I guess you can just trim them back. I'll have to read up more on that. But if anybody knows, they can post down on YouTube and let me know. I'd appreciate it. But if that goes well, I'll just keep growing onions. It seems a whole heck of a lot cheaper to do it that way than keep buying them. I usually buy them from Dixondale Farms, and been quite happy with them. Though it's expensive, so I'd rather just keep on growing them from seed. Lot cheaper. This is the last of my high tunnel tomatoes. And same thing, they were planted February 17th. This year I'm growing Big Beef again. They grew well last year. I'm growing New Girl. I grew Early Girls last year. New Girl's supposed to be a little bit better tasting. Super Fantastic and Brandy Boy. Brandy Boy is a heritage tomato, they call it, cross between a Brandywine and a Better Boy. And man, I just love these droopy potato leaves tomatoes. I think that's pretty cool. BHN 589, Bella Rosa, Scarlet Red, and Sun Gold. That's all going. That's what I'm growing. That's all going in the high tunnel this year. And hopefully I'll plant them out April 2nd. Usually you wouldn't get tomatoes in the ground up here in Zone 5 much before the 15th, maybe the 10th, depending on weather and frost and all that. But these all need to be planted up and get going, because they got a little under a month to fill out a 4-inch pot and get in the ground. And using a 4-inch pot, going with a 4-inch pot this year. Last year I used, I believe that's a 3 1/4 inch pot. The reason being I'm going with a 4-inch pot this year is to get a larger root ball, so they can, once I get them in the ground, they can really take off. They got that root structure where they'll really go, and get an earlier crop. I like to push things as hard as I can, get as long as a season as I can. Zone 5. Not really all that great of a growing season up here, so I cheat every way I can, and I'm going to try this year. Idea comes from Elliot Coleman. He's up in Maine, and a lot of great books. If you haven't checked them out, just do a search on Google. And that's what he uses. He recommends a 4-inch, going to a 4-inch. He used soil blocks, but pot will be nearly the same thing. So hopefully that works well. I'm just by the looks of it, it's doing quite well. I think it'll blow away last season with the smaller pot, smaller plant. So we'll see. We'll see. I got all my pots right now, so I'm good to go. Start potting everything up, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.